So I've been mixing the drums on this track, and I thought it might be a good opportunity to make a video just to go over some of the things I do to shape the tone of the drums, especially in a situation like this where this is off of a live recording and the recording's not the greatest. You know, we don't have the highest quality mics. The snare head is completely toast, and so there's a lot of issues that need to be resolved to get a decent sound out of the kit. So this is what it sounds like without any mixing. It's just kind of bland. Our kick has we hear a lot of the transients, but we don't get a nice boom or thud out of it. The snare, you can hear how bad that sounds because of how bad the head is and the tuning. There's the kick. It's just a lot of just a lot of the transients. So we'll get this shaped up a little bit. We'll start with the kick. I'm just going to kind of show you what I've done already. This is the EQ, it's bypassed. And so what I've done is, instead of trying to use a compressor to control the dynamics, I have opted to EQ some of the transients away. So I'll show you kind of what these are doing. That's kind of the sound of our final result, but let's turn these off. So the first thing I did was we see the transients is sitting around here, around 120, 200. So I just EQ'd that down. And you get less of that front head sound. And then we're going to boost below 50, probably starting about 80. 70, and boost that pretty high so we get some of the resonance, some of that boom that we're looking for. So that sounds decent. That's got a little bit of thud to it, less of that plastic sound. And then we'll do a high shelf to remove some more of the plastic sound and help a little bit with the bleed from the cymbals. So that's a decent sounding kick, especially considering the situation it was recorded in. So this is the original again. And then this is how it sounds EQ'd. So the kit as a whole already sounds a little better just by EQing the kick. So now we're going to move over to the snare. It just sounds weak. You got a little bit of the transients, and then the resonance has that wong from the bad head. And this is what prompted me to want to make this video, is just the realization that you can use a compressor to affect the tone of your drums. So I'll go over how I've got this set up, but it makes a huge difference. It's got a little more body. So what I've done is I've just boosted the snare into the compressor. And then I'm also boosting the output. But I've got a 15 millisecond attack, a long release, which helps get rid of some of the trailing resonance. So that gave it a little more body, but it still doesn't sound great. but that did affect the tone just by putting a compressor on it. And then we'll work on some equalizing. And then we're trying to chase down that ring at the end, which looks like it's around here, about 200. So what I'm actually going to do is put a dynamic EQ on that. We'll use TDR Nova. It's a great free equalizer. And then we think it's about 200. There, I think we found it. So it's a little better. I still wish the snare had some more body to it. Be as good as we're gonna get right now. That may be where the resonance is actually. There we go. I think that's closer to where it's at. It's probably got a bunch of harmonic frequencies, which is probably what these are actually down here. So that seems to have helped a little bit. now we can give our snare a little body. So that sounds a little better. And then over here, to help control the hats a little bit, first of all, the overhead. We've only got one overhead, so we don't have a stereo or anything. Got a high shelf to help control some of the hats and some of the extra brightness, and then a really deep low shelf, which actually probably be better as a high pass. There will help with some of the lower end bleed. So there, we've done quite a few improvements to this poorly recorded drum kit. So again, that's what we started with, and then what we ended up with. So that's not too bad.